Hi and welcome to Wickersley Angling Centre. Here's a natty little product that is now out on the market. Now I only just got some samples of these the other day, so as you can see they've still got the tags on them and that, and they're some new swim feeders from Browning. Now Browning over the years have brought some fantastic swim feeders out, and I don't know if there was the first, but there was the first recognised company, or what I know of, that brought the Winder feeders out, and how much they have changed fishing over the years is incredible. So, but I saw these the other day off our rep, and I says, oh, they look interesting. Any chance I can have one to go have a chuck with? I says, because I like out that's new and what have you. So he went, yeah, of course you can. He says, here, take a couple. So they're actually, they're like an open-ended at one end Winder feeder. So they're actually for, and as soon as I saw them, I thought, I know what I can use these for. As feeder fishing, they're a bit like, they're in layman's terms, I think, they're like mini spoms, what the carp anglers use, but on a tiny version. If you go into the carp side of your local tackle shop and have a look, they have things what look like this, but they're like size of a bean can and things like that, and they call them spoms and bait up things. And this is a new type of feeder. Now, as soon as I saw these, I thought, I know what I can use these for. Because as feeder fishing's getting more popular and it's getting more complicated, before we used to just have either a maggot feeder or an open end feeder, and we put a bit of ground bait in it and chuck it in for a bream or what have you, or a maggot feeder and chuck it out on Trent and try and catch a chub or a barbel or something like that. Feeder fishing is just getting so much more technical as it's getting more and more popular, if you know what I mean. So as soon as I saw these, I thought, a lot of time now with feeder fishing, you've got 2 or 3 different mixes of ground bait now, even mixes of ground bait, i.e. consistency of your ground bait. So you've got your basic ground bait mix, and then you do a couple of variations of that mix. You can make one a bit drier, so it explodes out your feeder that way. You can have one more sloppy, so you're putting more of a cloud in water. And as soon as I saw these, I thought, these will have a place in my armoury at places like Southfield, where sometimes you're trying to nick odd bites because it's an hard day and you want to try and get a bit of an advantage on your pals or who you're fishing against, and you can put a bit of sloppy ground bait in this and make it cloud up even quicker than you can with a normal feeder. Places I go like Ferry Meadows, where the bream seem to hang higher in the water, they seem to live at Ferry Meadows. It's probably, I don't know, on average 6 to 10 foot deep, I think on average throughout the lakes. But the bream seem to live more off the bottom than traditional bream, because it gets a lot of weed in it. But you'll be able to use these on places like Ferry Meadows and stuff like that in the bigger sizes, so you can put a bit more particles in, or sloppy ground bait, and have quicker casts with it, but it'll be putting a cloud constantly in the water. Now, one feature what Paul McBrinnett who's our rep for Browning, says to me, he says, the lads who brought these feeders out, Al, he says, here's a tip on filling them. Usually with a Winder feeder, that's usually got a cap on it already. So you basically fill your bait up from the side, put your particles in, your casters, your chop worm or squats, pinkies, whatever you want to put in them, and then you cap it off with a bit of ground bait on the inside. But as I said, this one hasn't got a lid on it, but Paul says the best way to fill these feeders, so what he's been told with the lads who've been using them on a regular basis and field testing them, is to actually hold your thumb over the side hole and fill it from the top. So you're just capping it from the top basically with this one. So when the feeder hits the water, the water rushes in, and these have got a slope on them. On the I don't know if you can see that on the video so much, but we'll get some pictures for you to some still shots of it anyway later on. And you can see that it's got a slope on the bottom of. So as the water rushes in, or it's the side of the feeder and pushes the bait out the top, so you can create more particles and more of a cloud, and your feeder basically dropping through then as a bomb or an empty feeder, but there's a better, more cloud coming down, so hopefully then the fish will follow it down, follow your hook bait down, and that's when you get your bite. So this is just a new concept of feeder, what Browning are bringing out this year, and give them a go. I think these will have a place in your armoury for some of the venues that we fish.